All right, guys, this episode is about gems, and I'm going to give you guys a gem right now before we start this show that you can write down, put in your pocket, take with you, have it with you on evenings and weekends, or when you're watching the big fight or watching the big game. That gem is code FFC20 for Fantasy Football Counselor 20. Code FFC20 will save you $10 on order of $30 or more on takeout or delivery at Hooters. Yes, I've teamed up with Hooters this year. I'm super excited. Love their food, guys. What is a game? What is a UFC night? What is a Super Bowl? What is a Sunday night without wings? It's not the same. Enhance that game watching experience with Hooters, guys. So again, go to Hooters.com or download the app, takeout or delivery, order some wings tonight, guys. Use code FFC20, save yourself $10 right now, guys. I've teamed up with them. Great food, great environment. Go dine in as well. It's absolutely amazing, guys. Hooters.com, FFC20, save that. They're the sponsor of the show today. And today we're talking about, guys, I want to get this out to you guys. Very important. 5 gems at wide receiver, all right? 5 gems. So this is an important episode because I like these guys. I think the value is great. I like the opportunity. I think they take a step up from last year. A lot of second-year guys here I'm going to mention here. Okay, the 3 of them are second-year guys. So, well, actually 2 of them are. So I'm excited about this. Either way, these guys are gems at wide receiver. They're good value wide receivers with a ton of upside. I got 5 of them for you in this show. I'm excited. I'm hyped up. Hooters.com. Use that code FFC20. Go do that right now, and let's get into the show. All right, guys, let's dive in here. 5 gems. Before I do, again, get the 16-round draft solution. I've linked it below. And Fantasy Frontlines, Patreon group, live streaming, exclusive access, behind-the-scenes, extra exclusive podcast episode for you guys. Join the Fantasy Frontlines. Just launched it below, 16 rounds below. Amazing content for you guys to help you guys crush your league, creating the most passionate community. Guys, I put everything into the front lines. Join me on the front lines. We're going to battle. Whether you want to be a private, a captain, or a 5-star general in Patreon group here with me, guys, it's going to be amazing. Join the front lines, linked it below. And again, get that 16-round draft solution. Use code TUBE20, T-U-B-E 20 for the 16-round draft solution. Some people DM me, the code 2020 is not working. Maybe it sounds like I'm saying that, but the code is TUBE20. That's T-U-B-E 20. I need a better code next year, okay? So get 16 rounds. All right, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and in the comments below, let's make this interactive. Let me know a hidden gem or a gem that you like at wide receiver. Now, I left out wide receiver rookies in this list here, okay? I want to tell you that right up front. You know I love Alec Pierce. You know I love Jalen Tolbert. You know there's a lot of wide receivers that I love, and I explain all that in the 16-round draft session if you want to get all of them and where to draft them. Get 16 rounds. I left them out. What I want to focus on today is a couple second-year guys, like I mentioned, and a couple other guys, third-year guy, a veteran or two. But I think that these guys are a great value, and they're gems in drafts because what I'm getting out of these guys is a wide receiver 1. And I don't have to pay a first. I don't have to pay a second. I don't have to pay a 3rd-round pick. These are the wide receivers that I like because I'm going robust RB. And I can get these guys. And I like the ceiling. I like the upside. Now, am I putting all my faith in these guys? No, you always add depth when you're doing drafts, right? When you're doing fantasy football drafts, always have a backup plan for a backup plan for a backup plan. Typically, most leagues start 2 wide receivers, most of them 3 with a flex. That's okay. I start my robust RBs, my top 2. I flex my 3rd running back. I got 3 workhorse running backs. I'm good. My 2 wide receiver slots. I draft 5 of these guys, get some rookies in there. Dude, you're good. And I explain all this in 16 rounds, how to get that optimal bulletproof roster. So when I'm looking at these wide receivers, I'm seeing value. I'm seeing wide receiver 1. I don't have to spend those early draft capital picks on them, all right? So the first wide receiver that I love this year, I don't want to say love, it's a gem. I just think is solid value, going to give you a good return on investment. The guy I'm talking about is Brandon Cooks. Now, Brandon Cooks, love him this year. Davis Mills, if you guys looked at the stats, he was one of the best rookie quarterbacks last year, okay? Ultra efficient. He was a 3rd-round pick for the Houston Texans. Ultra efficient near the end of the season. He's only gotten better. I heard he's looking really good in training camp. I have access to beat writers. That's why I'm creating Fantasy Front Lines, because I got access to beat writers. And if you haven't checked out the Impact series, I did an Impact series, okay? on these. Go back to my YouTube channel, check my playlist, all right? Now, again, I talked to the beat writer. Apparently, he's looking really good, okay? Some other insight for you. Apparently, Marlon Mack is starting. Dameon Pierce, I think he'll take the job eventually, but that's a side note. Just want to give you some inside information there as well. And I explain this in the front line group as well. I'll give you guys that extra insight. But Brandon Cooks finished 20th last year amongst wide receivers. 134 targets, 90 receptions, just over 1,000 yards, 1,037 yards, 6 touchdowns. Now, Davis Mills didn't really get going here until the end of the season. He started finding his groove. And we're talking from a fantasy perspective. They had an upset with the Chargers. They beat the Chargers down the stretch of the season. They had a good run in a game against the Titans near the end of the season. I watched some of these games. Davis Mills could be special. And he's got that connection with Cooks. Now, I mentioned in another video where, very unfortunate, John Mechie, he's now got cancer. So, again, very unfortunate for the rookie they drafted for Mechie. Very, very unfortunate. But what this does for Brandon Cooks is it's going to get more volume to him, okay? He's just going to be the guy. Now, I also like Nico Collins as a sleeper as well. I like their tight end Jordan as well. But Brandon Cooks, for the value, 5th round ADP, give or take around, depending on how many people are in your league. I never like to say that guy's fixed on that round because there's 14 people leagues. There's double quarterback leagues. There's super flex leagues. There's, keeper leagues. But on average, he's around 5th, 6th round. Okay, his ADP has climbed up a little bit since Mechie, got diagnosed with the unfortunate news. So when I look at a guy like Brandon Cooks, I'm seeing a ton of volume going his way. Now, the only knock to him is he has shown his concussions in the past, his injuries, that type of thing. But if you're looking at a guy that if you got to assume that he's going to stay healthy for the season, Brandon Cook's going to give you a good return on investment, and you're getting a wide receiver 1 for immense value. Absolutely love him, okay? Love him. Finished 20th last year. Now he's only got that rapport better with the quarterback and obviously a better improved O-line. And again, I think it's going to be Mills is more settled into that offense. And the thing is, it's like there is no other wide receiver. Cooks is the guy. Love him, okay? Second guy here that's an absolute gem this year, and again, the value is great. Finished 22nd last year amongst wide receivers. And I like the ceiling. I like the youth. I like the upside. The guy I'm talking about is Darnell Mooney, okay? 140 targets, 81 receptions, 1,055 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Now you're saying, well, Joe, that's not very high. I mean, but if you look at what you're getting here, okay? Now you're getting a guy, going into his 3rd season, okay? Now, the thing about it is he's still young, and he's the wide receiver 1. He is the wide receiver 1, okay? And I may have called him a rookie earlier. He's going into his 3rd season. He really kind of shined last year. I said I had 2 rookies going in the 2nd season. But anyway, what I'm trying to make here is focus. Darnell Mooney is the wide receiver 1. He's come out, I read it as saying that he said, I'm going to have a great year. You haven't seen nothing yet type thing, right? Apparently, I talked to somebody who knows him personally and knows the quarterback personally, Fields, okay? They're connecting really, really well. He's going to get the volume. And again, similar to Lazard, similar to, I guess, with the quarterback, Lazard's obviously got a better quarterback, so maybe it's a bad example. Similar to other wide receivers where, Pittman, who's got a better quarterback as well. But these guys, are they going to be a true wide receiver 1 is the only question. But when you look at the ADP, where you get this guy 5th, 6th round, right? You get him for value, you're getting a wide receiver 1. You got to take a look at that, right? You got to factor in volume, opportunity, youth, all that stuff. You're going to get a good return on investment. He's a gem, and he's value. Again, a wide receiver 1. And if you take nothing away from this video, if you don't like these gems or you want to draft someone else, that's fine. But here's the deal, right? You're getting wide receiver 1s, and you're not in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, maybe some of these guys, maybe 4th round, like Amari Cooper, guys that I'm going to be mentioning in a second. I gave you a sneak peek, are going to be coming off maybe 4th round. Maybe Cooks comes off in the 4th, right? But you can get that robust RB strategy. And I keep talking about it and then get these guys later. I can't emphasize that enough. So Darnell Mooney, I think, is a hidden gem. Love him, okay? Third guy here, another hidden gem. Let's just get to it right here. I mentioned him, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, now, I don't know if you guys heard the news. Obviously, Deshaun Watson is going to be suspended about 6 games. This is actually a good thing for Amari Cooper because when he comes back, Amari Cooper gets a spike, obviously, in fantasy value. Finished 27th last year, obviously on a different team, new situation. he's going to be the wide receiver one. He's a veteran wide receiver. He's going to make a case for himself to get a lot of volume, okay? Bottom line. The second wide receiver is going to be Njoku, right? Like, apparently, because he got paid and incentivized, they're going to use him as a wide receiver. Amari Cooper is in a great position, guys. I can't explain this to you. Like, I think the ceiling lacks because you're looking at a veteran, years to wow us, and he's been mediocre. But you're looking at a guy here who, again, is a veteran receiver, prime position to succeed. Maybe Jacoby Brissett gets the start. He's going to be efficient enough to get volume over to Amari Cooper to make him relevant for the first 6 weeks. And then Watson, I'm assuming they're going to be training, together, connecting, and when he comes back, there's going to be some sparks here with Amari Cooper and Deshaun Watson potentially here, okay? And again, we're talking value. Finished 27th last year, so obviously copied and pasted this year. He's going to be immense value, and you can get a safe wide receiver one after the third round, okay? Amari Cooper. Another hidden gem here. I think he's lost some steam. His name isn't, flashing as much this year. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, okay? Amon-Ra St. Brown, okay, is in a position as a wide receiver one on his team to really shine this year. Okay, now I understand. Let me just take a look here and see if there's any reports here from camp, because I really haven't been following them too much. But I know Jameson Williams, obviously high draft capital on him. It says Jameson Williams not close to returning, the latest news, obviously dealing with that injury. So Jameson Williams obviously isn't going to get the start right at the beginning of the season from what we're looking at. So it's going to be the Amon-Ra St. Brown show. More rapport with Jared Goff. DeAndre Swift's back. He's going to get some work. Obviously, Hawkinson, hopefully he's healthy, stays healthy, right? Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to get volume. And the thing about Amon-Ra St. Brown that I like, this is a guy that I told you to draft last year that really shined. He finished 21st amongst wide receivers last year. I told you to draft Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, I'm like, why not? I mean, you get a steal there. He's going to be a wide receiver one. There's no one else catching the ball. And near the end of the season, starting week 13, there was a spike in his targets. 12 targets in week 13. Week 14, 12 targets, 11 targets, 11 targets, 11 targets, 10 targets, right? So he was getting those double-digit targets after week 13, and he was doing stuff with them, right? A touchdown every game in the last 4 games. He had a touchdown, okay? I would say, 1, 2, 3, 2, 4, 5 touchdowns in his last 6 games. Pretty impressive, all right? So when I look at Amon-Ra St. Brown, another wide receiver one you're going to be getting, and you're going to be getting him for value. So the point of this, I still got one more wide receiver I'm going to give you guys here. We talked about Cooks, we talked about Mooney, we talked about Amari Cooper, we talked about Amon-Ra St. Brown. If you're taking away anything, take away the fact that there's a ton of depth at wide receiver this year. A ton. There's no reason why you should be going wide receiver early, especially when you got Tyreek Hill there with Waddle to a suspect situation. Devontae Adams downgrade at quarterback. We talked about this, right? Is the volume going to be there with Renfro and Waller there? All the reasons that I've given you guys. All right, so be careful, because even though you're feeling safe by getting an Adams or Hill round 1 or 2, are you safe? I mean, I feel safer investing a later round pick, stacking a bunch of these wide receivers mid-rounds and getting my running backs than going early wide receiver and getting those mediocre running backs later, like a Miles Sanders or a James Conner, which I don't really trust, or someone worse, like an Antonio Gibson or someone like that, right? You don't want that. You want to get your running backs that are guaranteed that workload, those workhorse running backs, the most scarce position, the queen on your chessboard early. We're talking fantasy football draft strategy here, bottom line. All right? So, again, think smart, guys. Aim high in the depth chart. Don't overinvest on wide receivers early, all right? Last guy here, he's a gem. The more and more I hear what's going on in training camp, the more and more I get more excited about this player, right? And again, I love this guy. I love the opportunity. I love the steal. I love the potential here. Before I tell you who it is, make sure you guys get that 16-round draft solution. Get it. Linked it below. Tube 20. And again, if you guys haven't wrote this down, FFC 20, go do that right now. FFC 20 for the Hooters discount. Make sure you save that money when you're ordering your wings tonight, all right? Or for the game, right? Football's around the corner. Preseason. I'm excited. All right, go do that. Get 16 rounds and go order some Hooters. I had to give them a plug again. The guy I'm talking about here is Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy, guys. That's the gem. I love him. I love the value. Love the upside. Love the ceiling. Cortland Sutton or Jerry Jeudy. I get this asked every single day. I'm going to address this in my Patreon to address everybody again in more detail, but I'm going Jerry Jeudy. I had the beat writer on the show. He likes Jerry Jeudy. I like Jerry Jeudy. I'm hearing reports that Russell Wilson is really connecting with Jerry Jeudy really well. They're really meshing. Really, things are going good. Jerry Jeudy's a young guy, just never got it going, right? He has like 3 touchdowns in the past 2 seasons. Had his injury bug kind of kicked in a little bit, missed games here and there, obviously, and he's had a bad bunch of quarterbacks. So when I look at a hidden gem here, especially at the wide receiver position, or a gem that could really shine and really, really, really take off this season, I love Jerry Jeudy because I love Russell Wilson. I really think Russell Wilson is really going to do it this year. Russell Wilson, MVP type performance. That's what I'm expecting out of him, barring he's healthy. Revival of his career. I can't stop talking about Russell Wilson this year. I'm so excited. He's looking ultra efficient. He's ultra focused. Comes into practice early. He's just really elevating his game this year. And Jerry Jeudy's going to be the beneficiary there. Super excited, guys. Again, straight from the beat writer as well. My gut feeling, but it's up to you guys to make that decision on who you guys want, Sutton or Jeudy. Both these guys are great gems in mid-rounds, all right? Mid-round draft. And that's it, guys. 5 gems for you. Go draft them. What are you waiting for? Okay? The upside's there. They're high on the depth chart, and you don't have to pay high draft capital. Gems. Non-rookie. And there's a ton of rookie gems as well. Everything in the 16-round draft session. Go get it, guys. Tube 20. And I'll see you guys in the front lines. I've linked the link here below. Or just go to patreon.com/FFcounselor. Join the front lines. All right, guys. I'm out. Subscribe. And fantasy's around the corner. We'll talk soon.